guys, it's another beautiful Wednesday, and we are grateful to God Almighty for this privilege to be counted amongst the living. Well, Jesus, we are grateful. Indeed, God has been amazing. Like it has been from one blessing to another. If not for God, where I will be? If not for God, I will not even be alive today. But to God be the glory, we are here. So guys, if you're just joining, please power tap your screen, share the live broadcast so we get more participants. Hello, Mr. Omar Sad, thanks for joining. Hello, Sister Dola Baby, thanks for joining. Hello, Lady Shay, thanks for joining. Jean-Pierre, thanks for joining. Princess Babe Love, thanks for joining. Guys, if you're just joining, power tap your screen. My name is Martha Gibbs, the monologist, aka Mama BK. And usually on this platform, we discuss about life for Africans in the diaspora. We discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. We discuss the harsh realities, those things you don't want people to talk about. We do our best and bring them out the best way we can. We don't sugarcoat. No. So please just keep power tapping your screen. Keep power tapping your screen. Like I told you guys, today we have two things on our table. And if you're out there and you have an experience you want to share, you're free. You can join us. You can tell us in the comment section that you have an experience you want to share. Or you can just send us a request and we will bring you up. Or even if you tell me in the comment section, I'll bring you up. So thanks for joining. Usually, like I told you guys, we are live twice a week, every Wednesday and Friday, 7 p.m. UAE time and 4 p.m. Cameroon time. We just discuss us. We discuss you and I. We discuss what is happening in the diaspora. We discuss the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hello, Mr. Jamo01. Thanks for joining, sir. Good evening to you. Yeah, and like I told you guys, I tried informing you guys on the topic of today. I said we'll be discussing about still on probation period in the UAE, because I have this colleague that just recently joined our company and she has been there for about 2 months, but she has just noticed that she's pregnant, but she's married, and now she has this mixed feeling. She's like, should I tell them, or I should just keep quiet and keep working until it gets to maybe 6 months, or what should I do? And she's confused, and I told her, okay, left to me, keep quiet, because you don't know what can happen. Some of these people, they are funny. Yes, the labor law says what it says, because I tried my best to do my own little findings, and it says here, according to Article 30, clause number 5 of the new labor law, the employer shall grant a female employee maternity leave upon her request. Okay. Mr. Jamo, do you want to come up? Mr. Jamo says, hello, Mr. Jamo. It's like Mr. Jamo has something for us. Hello, Mr. Jamo, please, what's happening? What do you mean? What do you mean? Please let me know.
Good evening, Mrs. Martha. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm fine, thank
I
you.
meant, yeah, I agree with you. Your friend should keep quiet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
your friend should keep quiet. It's too now. It used to be 3 months. Now it's until 6 months. Sometimes, depend on the company. The company can, decide that they have up to 6 months. Now, my advice is to network at this new job. Do her work as best as she can. Make a good job doing her work basically, while she connected with people.
Yeah,
People wouldn't find it easy to replace her.
for
Like,
sure.
yes, like smiling, greeting, asking people how your day, have a
Mm.
nice day, like simple things, right?
Yes,
Well,
sir.
good job, and you smile, tell everybody have a nice day, have a nice weekend,
Yeah,
you're all the best, you know,
yeah.
uh, and get to know key people at the company, by
Oh,
like when you become pregnant, they'll find it hard. If they have
yeah.
heart, they'll find it hard to. It's like, okay, you know what? She was very nice. We like her. She do her job. 10 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Keep
We really
quiet
do
because
appreciate
now
it.
they're gonna say, "Oh, we just started. She just started, and we just started giving her a contract, and she already got. Oh, this is liability. We
Yeah.
remember the HR job. He or she has many jobs. The HR coordinator, the HR manager, but the main job is to save cost for the owner, for the
Yes, sir.
shareholder.
Yes, sir.
His main duty is not only to look out for the employees' interest. No. Yes, he has to by law. But how does he or she get to keep their job and get a bonus? Because the HR also have to keep a job by cutting cost. They look at numbers. Oh, you didn't save the cost here. You made us spend more by doing this mistake,
Mm.
allowing this to happen. Why didn't you understand? So, you knew she told you she was pregnant.
Yeah.
There is probation. We could have
Yeah.
replaced her. There was no penalty or fine or any obligation. Why you didn't do it? But after 6 months, oh yeah, even
I
it's part of the
I
contract.
was
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Jamos. That's the same thing I told her. I told her keep quiet until they see it for themselves. If they have not seen it, just keep quiet and keep doing your job.
Yes, sometimes it's employees, they hurt their own self by opening their mouth and saying a lot.
Yeah.
Keep it surface, keep it uh, not artificial, but just keep it professional, sweet, and simple.
Yeah.
To your friend, of course. Just hi, bye, greeting, dude, and make sure your job. No one will come after you and say, "Oh, you missed a document here, you missed paperwork here, you missed your part here." No, do your job to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Don't give any room for to be criticized.
Yeah.
Okay? If
Yes, sir.
something need to be finished tomorrow and you have extra time today during work, finish it. So when they come and when they say, "Wow, great job," tell them, "Thank you, I appreciate your kindness," you know, and that's it.
Mr. Jamo,
Yes,
thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Mr. Think with me, you're welcome, sir. But Mr. Think with me is here. He says, I humbly disagree. He disagrees with the fact that this lady should keep quiet.
Listen, this is Dubai. He can,
Mr. Think with me, please come up.
yes.
Yes. Are we talking about UAE?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's a story you talked. There's a story you narrated about UAE. I can't, place a finger on that story right now. That was a brilliant story.
Wow. Thank you so much.
I had wanted a part three, but you didn't come up with a part three.
Oh, can I know the particular story? Because I have several stories.
No, the thing is that I'm at work. I can only have a chat, unless I have to go back to that. I think it's about a partner or so. Yeah, I think it's about you're talking about a partner, a husband
Oh,
and a wife.
it's coming. The part two is coming.
Yeah, okay, you get what I mean now, yeah?
Yes, it has a part two. It's coming. I just want people to enjoy that one first, at least for a week. Then I'll come
Gosh,
up
you're
with part
keeping me
two.
waiting. I don't have time to wait. You're keeping me waiting.
Oh my God.
But that was a brilliant story. It was
Wow, thank
sorry,
you so
sorry,
much,
the other
sir.
guy. I'm not cutting you short. But that was a brilliant one.
Thank you.
It is. So I live in the UK. So how is going back to UAE? What you guys are talking about UAE? I mean, how is life treating you guys? I heard it's so difficult, in UAE. So I don't know.
It's good. If you choose to make it difficult, obviously to be difficult for you. It's not like everywhere is difficult and everywhere is good. So
Right,
we thank God. Yeah.
right. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. But we have an issue right now. A fellow sister is actually pregnant and she's still on probation period and she's scared. She doesn't know what to do. She's thinking of informing her employer that she's actually pregnant. But on the other hand, we are telling her that if she tells her employer that just within this very first month that she's actually pregnant, obviously they will send her away. And some people are confirming that yes, she should keep quiet, but we have someone here, Mr. Think with me, he disagrees.
I
He
disagree
thinks
with that as well.
really?
I disagree. Now,
Okay.
now it comes in conjunction with the terms and condition or the law in UAE. Now, I live in the UK. You were pregnant. You got, yeah, I mean, you started a job and then you found out you're pregnant. You don't tell when you're going to get pregnant, as you know that. You know what I mean? And I'll use mine as an example. My partner fell pregnant 3 months, or is it 3 months or 2 months into uh, her new job. So
Yeah.
at that point in time, we were scared, you know. Even though I knew all this law, but I couldn't put myself together,
Mm,
because I was like, how are we going to manage this? We have two kids already, and then there's one coming, and my income can go as far as looking after the family, but we're not ready for that part three. So the part three just came in without we knowing. So we contemplated of, are we going to tell the employer or not? And I spoke to a friend. A friend said to me, "Oh, but you told me this. You gave me all this info when I was in that shoe." I said, "How? I didn't even know what you're talking about." I said, "But you gave me this information." I said, "Right, okay, there you go. I'm now in that same shoe. I don't even know my left and right."
see?
So I had to go back to the labor law in the UK. I read the labor law, and then I got a little bit of idea. They can't really sack her, if the law serves, the purpose of what the law is. Now, but what they can do, the reason why I'm saying this is just in case, she might have one thing or other. I mean, at that age, at this stage of pregnancy, there shouldn't be any heavy lifting,
Yeah.
because that heavy lifting could cause bleeding, and this
Yeah.
is something we don't want to happen. So you need to inform your employer, even though you're going to get a sack. I still disagree that you're going to get a sack, because we never know when these things happen. So it is in her own best interest, to say, I'm pregnant. And then the employer, if the employer is a good employee, they would look after her. And I believe UAE has their labor law, even though I understand there's always back and forward with
Yeah.
UAE. Yeah, but for her own self and the sake of her child, she need to put that forward. If she need to leave the job, so be it. A life is better than a job.
Mm.
You can always get a job, but you can never get a life. Once you lose that life, you can never get it.
That's true.
So I don't know if someone else has an opinion.
Thank you so much, sir. We really do appreciate you for your contribution. Now we'll listen to Mr. Think with me. Mr. Think with me, please unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, Martha, hi, how are you? How is your day?
Great. Thanks for
How's
joining.
life? How's your workplace? How's
Good,
your
good.
family? I hope all is well and everybody's good and alive and kicking.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was not supposed to join now, but because of what our brother said, I said no, no, this is misinformation.
Okay.
I don't see. Likewise, Martha, you're guilty for this. I don't see why you should tell a lady to hide her pregnancy just because she's afraid that they may or they may not sack her. Now, let us get some facts straight, okay? You talked of probation period and you talked of insurance. Okay. Probation period, the major purpose of the probation period is to ascertain your relationship between you and your employer. Relationship means your professional relationship. It has nothing entirely to do with your personal life. That's number one. Number two, when you join a company, Martha, do we agree that you're given health insurance?
Sure, yeah, yes, ma'am.
Do we also agree in the medical insurance there is a paternity and maternity coverage?
Yes, sir.
Is this condition of paternity and maternity based on when you get pregnant or when you're not pregnant? Do you also know that even if you don't get pregnant, you still are covered under maternity?
Yeah, obviously.
So the basis of insurance is not based on whether you're pregnant or not. You're simply covered. You understand?
Yeah.
In fact, it is your loss not to get pregnant at your workplace because you're losing out on the kind of benefits that your insurance is providing you.
Mr. Jamo, yes, he's in Abu Dhabi, he's in the UAE.
I'm in the UAE. So you understand that insurance is given on the first day when you join your workplace. Why is insurance given? As HSC in health and safety, it is said that the reason why your employer has to give you insurance is because they want to cover occupation-based injuries, illnesses, and incidences. An incidence could be a pregnancy.
Yeah.
If you're working in office and you slide and fall, it is your employer's obligation to cover that until you're well. Okay, in this case, the pregnancy is covered because the employer understands that there could be an incident of pregnancy and they have to cover you. So let us get those things clear. Probation is a relationship for you to understand each other, whether you're comfortable or whether they're comfortable with you, then you proceed. But it has nothing to do with your natural life. What is pertaining to your natural life is your insurance. Now, if this lady is pregnant and she has insurance and the insurance covers maternity, in the UAE, I have seen most insurances, all of them, even basic, gold, platinum, all these levels cover maternity. Maternity, those who don't have maternity is because on day one, they did not check the insurance and ask their HR to adjust it. But by default, every insurance must cover maternity and paternity. This is the law. If you read your insurance, you'll see it covers maternity. Now, she does not really need to go and tell the HR her private affairs. The HR does not really need to know what she did with your husband that is causing your belly to swell. You simply have to go to a hospital, give in your Emirates card, you will open a file, and guess what? In this file, there will be a reason for visiting the gynecologist. Fertility issues, you're pregnant, I don't know what they call it. I mean, you're visiting the doctor because you're pregnant. Let me tell you one thing. Do you also know that the company PRO or the HR will always get a notification for everything that you do that pertains to immigration and health and care, right?
Yeah,
For
yes, sir.
example, if you even get your passport and you go to Cameroon now, your HR will get a notification in their system that Martha left for Cameroon. You don't really need to tell them. If you go to the hospital for any issue, your HR you don't need to tell your HR that you're sick. He will get the message in their system that you visited the hospital for such and such a reason. So let's put it in this case, she's pregnant. She will go and open a file because she needs to go and see the gynecologist on a weekly or on a monthly, right?
Yes,
She has to go for a checkup. So when she opens that file, by default in the UAE system, the HR will get that message. The insurance will get a copy because all these things are covered prior employment. So she doesn't really need to tell the HR. The HR will still get to know the moment she goes to the hospital. Now, once it's in the system and the HR and the insurance and the government, everybody knows you're seeking maternity, you're visiting the gynecologist, the law kicks in. What law? The law of your labor rights that says that once you get to that point, you'll be given your full salary for 90 days, you'll get 6 working hours, you get all these other extra benefits. You get, and once your baby is born, your baby will be on your insurance for 1 month. You can even have your baby in the UAE for 4 months if they don't have a passport. After that, they need to exit, or you get them on your visa. So your rights kick in as soon as you open a file in the Department of Health. Your HR doesn't really need to know, even if they get to know, it's really none of their business because it is covered covered under the insurance. So please allow our sister to enjoy her life. Let her go and do her business. Let her open her file. Let her enjoy. Let her get all the benefits. No one is going to fire her for being pregnant. We are employees. We are not slaves. This is not slavery. This is a professional job that she's doing for a company, and it is covered. Do you know how much money they pay per person for insurance? Have you ever seen the total insurance cover per person? I'll give you, for example, in Daman. Daman covers up to, I think, 220,000 dirham. 250,000 dirham. Martha, this kind of money, you will leave the UAE and you'll never finish it. So even if you're pregnant or not, you still have your 250,000 waiting to be spent on you. And the HR has nothing to do with this entirely. You understand?
Yes, sir.
The moment you get to a level of pregnancy that allows you to work less, to take rest, then the law will fall in place. This is simple. So what the point I'm trying to say is that the law that you read, you need to read the complete version of it, and you need to correspond it with the law of insurance. We talked about it last time, I think law number 40. Then you will understand that a person has a right to live a natural life even if they're employed. So let our sister just go to the hospital, open a file, continue with her life, visit the gynecologist, everything will fall in place because it's a system.
I agree with you, sir. But you know, there are two types of employees in this our UAE. You know, there are some people who have their own personal reasons. And you see this her sister, she's under her husband's visa, she's under her husband's visa. And obviously, when you're under your husband's visa, it means your husband needs to provide an insurance for you. Presently, this lady doesn't have an insurance.
Now that's a different topic altogether.
Yeah.
When you're bringing up the topic, you say that she
I
was
don't know if
working.
it is raining somewhere because the sound is just coming back.
Yeah, he's
No, it's not from me, by the way. I don't know. It's not from me. Because I can also hear it matter from the side.
It
Can
could
I
be
mute and
a fan or a breeze coming in.
see? I've muted and there's still. Now it's gone. So I think it was a glitch.
yeah.
Hope I'm clear. So now this is a different scenario.
Yeah.
The keywords. Her situation has to fall in insurance. For as long as you don't have insurance, like Martha, last time we spoke about it, you will always suffer. You're going to pay high bills, you're going to suffer, you're going to struggle. I don't even want to go that side. But if as long as you're covered under insurance and you're under employment, just feel free and live your natural life. If you're saying she doesn't have insurance, then come on. Now we're talking about something different. It's obvious. She has no insurance. Okay, so those rights that that a person under employment and under insurance have, she doesn't have. She has half. She only has her employment rights. For you to get your full rights, you need to have insurance, because it's the insurance that proves that you're actually pregnant and you qualify for these other rights. You understand? But now that she doesn't have, then it's a different story. Then she needs to get insurance.
No,
And
but we still appreciate you for this because we needed this information. We needed it.
And even the insurance, the husband can get it. I think it's 300 or something per month or something like that. She can get it still. Even if she gets it, she doesn't need to tell the HR about anything. And let me also tell you about the law, Martha, that law that you claim that you read. Go and read the section down. There is a section that talks about that talks about unfair dismissal.
Yeah.
The labor law knows that some employers are shady. So even if something ever happens to her based on the fact that she is pregnant, she will be lounging in money, because that kind of case that you fired someone because she's pregnant, this falls under the unfair dismissal, and it has a very, 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 very big fine from the employer. We are talking millions of money. We're talking big fines. This is unfair dismissal. Like how they will charge you with absconding, yet you did not abscond. All these things fall under unfair dismissal. So probation means nothing. Probation, people misunderstand probation. They feel scared. They feel like they're in jail. They cannot breathe because of this probation. Probation is something different. How you relate with your employer. Are you happy with them? Are they happy with you? Are they fulfilling the terms and conditions? This is basically probation. It has nothing to do with the things that you do with your husband, Habibi. Enjoy your life, go and have babies, have insurance, kalas.
Now you're encouraging people to go and have babies.
As my dear, if any lady is here and you have insurance, I don't know why you cannot have babies in the UAE. Go and have babies.
Can I come
One,
in?
two, three, four, five. Yeah.
Can I come in? My my friend, my brother. I think you explained this the way it should be. I spoke of United Kingdom. I didn't speak of UAE because I thought, coming from Africa, but as an African, things don't work properly where we are. So I thought, in that context, that is how the UAE is. Coming from coming from the United Kingdom, we don't have insurance. So we might have insurance, but as my brother has said, if you go to anywhere to work, there's always an insurance document on the side of on the corner of the building once you walk in. The insurance tells you what and what they covers, what and what has been covered in times of death, injury, just like my brother has said, and that of your privacy, like he said, is totally has nothing to do with your employer. So they cannot sack you because you got pregnant. Now, in our case here in the United Kingdom, it's called discrimination. It's discriminant to sack you for that. And then if you win that case, that it's difficult for you to win that case, but they might just settle out of court. But if you win that case, it's a six-figure amount.
Wow.
Now, when you have your child, depending on how what your status is. Now, and here we have a right to stay, permanent resident, and then citizens. So if you have your child, eventually you have your child, you progress to whatever the citizens do have. But then if you progress to have your own child, now you have to, your employer pays you for 9 months. They pay you 3 months at a full salary, and then the other ones is being reduced. But then it all depends on how long you work before you go into labor. So there's all categories of payment you have. There's maternity, which is the highest. There's something else they call it, about three of them. So each of them has figures, they entail with. So if you do all the diligence before you go into labor, then you get the top one. And then when you have a child, if you're a citizen or you have the right of above, you get a little token for having a child. So they give you a little token of 20 pounds or 30. It used to be around 50 pounds a week, which is a lot of money. But here in the UK, we don't have a written law. We do pay as you go. Someone might just come in and say, right, okay, we're done with this now, and then another one comes in. So it depends. We get I get like 20 pounds a week for my two children. So I get 40 pounds. Now, when your salary increase, as you work and your salary increase and you go up the ladder, the government will now say, right, okay, you are working very hard. We can see you're working very hard. They still tax the hell out of you, regardless. They, tax the hell out of you, and they reduce your child pay. Whatever they pay you during for your child keeping. I get £4 now. £4 is nothing. So I get
Wow.
£8 for the two kids just because I want to progress myself. So you see how they come, they get at you. So because you want to progress yourself, they get at you and say, right, okay, you're doing really well. You really don't need the government. Right now, we're gonna pay you £4. But
Wow.
the other way they make it easier for us is that they subsidize the renting accommodation for us. So instead of
Wow.
in UK here, I live in Oxford. So we pay an average. We pay 1,500 pounds a monthly for rent, whatever, call it rent, water, whatever, and all the bills. You know, but if you are within that scope of the government acknowledging that you are in the country, you know what I mean? You are in the country. Now you get subsidized. You know, they give you a place where you pay less than the private sectors, where you can help yourself. And if there's a little change, you can use the little change for A plus one plus B. But my brother here, I think he's got intel knowledge of UAE, and he
Yeah,
spoke.
you guys are
He's,
enjoying out there. In the
he
UAE, you're
spoke
on your
fire.
own. No one cares if you have a baby. No one gives you any child support. No one gives you anything for accommodation. UAE, you're on your own.
Well, that's why I spoke in the context of Africa. That the
Yeah.
UAE, in the context of Africa, that's where it is. But right here, they call it Western world. But then what do I say? You guys do better than we do. We are in the system. In the system, it's very once you get in, it's very difficult to go out.
Hmm.
It's in the system. The money goes in the system. Everything goes in the system. Like my brother said, you guys have insurance there. Insurance look after you. We don't have insurance here. We pay something they call NI, National Insurance, and that's the national insurance looks after you when you go to the doctor, when you visit the doctor, when if you're pregnant, you go to the doctor, gynecologist, or whatever. So that money is being taken off your salary. Before your employer pays you, they take that off, 20% tax, and then national insurance and some other thing they call it. So they say you make 400 pounds a week. At the end of the day, you get like 380 pounds. So 120 pounds is gone. You
Okay.
know, I mean, life is difficult here. Forget about the street is slated with gold or whatever. Life is difficult here. But in UAE, I had, you guys are living, the life there.
If you
Uh,
have a
don't,
job,
don't get me wrong. I'm not,
if
I'm just saying.
if you have a job, it's
Right.
very difficult for some people to get jobs. It takes some people longer time to get a job. So it's not easy to even to keep a job. That some people find it difficult to even keep a job.
Right.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not, see, we have someone here, Fema 200. She says also in the UAE, it's so difficult. Not just a okay. She's confident says not just a job, but a well-paying job. Yeah, to get a well-paying job is very, very difficult. Trust me, it's
Now,
not
what
easy
what
to
what
get
what
and
what
keep
what,
it.
what do you call a well-paying job? How much
It
an
depends
hour?
on
We're
your
not saying
field.
the occupation. How much an hour?
Here, do they even check per hour? No,
Oh,
they
okay.
they don't pay per hour here.
Okay, monthly salary. Okay, if you guys do salary, so what is the
Yeah, we do.
average
Well,
salary?
it depends on your company. If you're maybe in a supply company, there are some people your supplier will actually have a contract with the original employer. Then
Right.
how will I put it? Okay, let me say you have a company, right?
Yeah.
Now you recruit people and you supply to other employers who are actually your own they are actually your own boss.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, maybe that employer is actually paying you, let me say that employer is paying you 3,000 dirhams. You can be paying your own employee 1,000 or 1,500 and they'll be working for you.
Well, it's same thing here. It's just same thing here. You just have to negotiate.
Okay.
It's
Yes,
the
ma,
same
you
thing
can
here.
come
We
in.
negotiate. So there's a set minimum wage in this country. A set minimum wage of £10 an hour. I think it's £10.80 an hour. Yeah, but that's just a set minimum wage. But there are people who make awful more than that.
Mr. Think with me says a good job is one that covers both your needs and your wants.
I guess so. I guess you could say so.
See, if I could pitch in just a minute.
Yeah,
See,
go on. Man.
the issue of a good job should not be based on how much you earn. We need to understand that most people, even those that are having a high paying job, are actually living miserable jobs because of their financial discipline. Again, this is a different topic altogether. A good job, for you to have a good job, it means that you're able to sustain yourself. Last time we talked about, used to always have an example that are you living or you're surviving in the UAE? Then I told you we need to move past that level. We need to stop living and actually thrive. We need to start learning that we need to thrive in a certain society rather than just survival. So even if you're earning, for my brother in the UK, for example, in UAE, an average, okay, the starter, like the basic job, this is about 1,000 dirham. This is about 250 pounds, salary of 250 pounds. This is what a cleaner will get. This is what a domestic worker gets, 250 pounds. If what you consider that 100 pounds is 400 dirham, okay? This is for him to understand how the UAE is. So even with this small salary of 250 pounds, if you're living a lifestyle of 300 pounds, then of course you'll struggle. If you're living a life of 250 pounds exactly, then you'll still struggle. But within this same money, if you choose to live a life of 120 pounds and you have the extra 70 pounds, then this is what I call thriving. So we should not look at the figures per se, but we should consider your lifestyle. How is your lifestyle? That will dictate whether you're having a good job or you're having a bad job. But the problem is not with the job, the problem is with us who are receiving this money at the end of the month. Every job is good. That's why you accepted it in the first place. The question is, how is your discipline towards the remittances and the money that you get from that job? I think this is what we should look at rather than
Mr.
looking
Think
for
with me, you have
this
a
No,
job
question
is
you
good.
want me to tell me.
I think I disagree with that. I disagree in the sense of, you cannot pick pickles and then eat stones or marble and say, okay, because you pick pickles and then you have a little bit of gold, you save that gold for next time while you're dying of hunger. Now, if you are thriving, like you said, we should be thriving. We should at least go to anywhere and thrive. Now, if you are thriving in any situation, now you should be living not below, but a little bit above minimum wage of that country. Every country has a set minimum wages or minimum goal. Now you can't live in the United Kingdom and then earn 1,005 and then say, "Oh yes, I'm doing well." You are not doing well. You aren't doing well. You got needs. As you grow old, you got needs. You get a partner, your needs increase. You get a child, your needs increase. So 1,005 is not money. You get what I mean? Whether you like it or not, or whether we like it or not, things upgrade. We need to upgrade ourselves. It's either your electricity. You can't burn your heater for more than an hour. Now, if you are making £70 or £100, and you say, "Oh, okay, I just want to save £50," I just want to burn my gas to heat up my house for only 2 hours. Who is suffering? I am suffering. So we are in the business to better ourselves. I don't know if you get what I mean. So we are in the business to better ourselves. When I came to this country, I was once a cleaner, and I struggled. It was from hand to mouth. There's no shame about it, and we shouldn't make a mistake about it. It was from hand to mouth, and
Yeah.
then as nature we have it, we keep on thriving, like my brother said. You thrive and thrive and thrive, and then you come to a place you think is a comfortable position. There is never a comfortable position. You still have to go higher, because as you grow, so does your need grow. You can't stay in an idle place and say, "Oh, I think I'm comfortable. I need to spend below 17. I need to. Okay, my salary is £1,000. I need to spend below £1,000." Yes, you might want to do that, but does nature allow you to do that? Does your bills that and that and that allows you to do that? It won't. My brother, you still have to send money back home. You still have to build yourself back home. Not necessarily sending money to your people back home. In my case, I don't have anybody to send money to, but at least you still have to build yourself back home. In case tomorrow you still gonna retire, you don't want to die in UAE. I don't want to die in this country. I want to retire back home, where some people will be around me. So you see where I'm coming from. We still
Yes,
have
sir.
to make ends. We have to grow higher. If we come in terms of what you say, strive. Strive means you have everything complete in your base.
Please, let's listen from Mr. Jamo. Mr. Jamo, please go ahead so we can listen from
Hmm.
Mommy, his confidence. Then we can go to
Uh,
Lady Dola Baby.
yes. Okay. Um, let's call a spade a spade. In a perfect situation, whatever Mr. Think With Me said works in a perfect situation. However, we know that many Africans, they're not reaching 10,000 a month. Not saying all many. Let's be honest
That's
and
why
let's
I
be
cried.
realistic.
When
Yeah,
he said 10,000, I replied, I said, Jesus.
if you work in a company that pay you that amount, I honestly think he's right. Actually, with this day and age, actually a little bit more, maybe 14 with housing, not 10. If they're gonna give you 10, 10 with housing, because look, we are grown-ups. If you're married, you need your own space. How much a studio cost in Dubai? Okay, near your work. Let's say you work in Arjan, or you work in Barsha, or you work in Jumeirah. How much is the lowest studio? You know how much? It's The lowest studio is between 3,000 to 4,000 dirham. A studio in those areas.
So if you're earning 10,000, at the end of the day, you'll be left with maybe, let's assume you'll be left with 7,000.
No, no, no.
If you want
You
to check
forgot. You forgot.
transportation,
You forgot Ijari. That's 2,000 to get it, and then Diwa. That's 3 to 500 a month. You forgot your internet is 300 a month. You forgot your all the other stuff. Empower is during summertime 500 a month. It's 3,000 plus other bills is going to be 4,500. You have a car, okay, petrol. You have a child. You don't have nothing left from your salary. Food, petrol, transportation. Right? You're lucky if you have few thousand. So 10,000 is not ideal. If you want to save the most, you go live in shared accommodation, right? But this is not the ideal living too. Anyway, many people are not reaching that. Okay, if a company is willing to pay 10,000 with housing, they have no issue if you get pregnant or not. That means this is a seven-figure company. So, not seven, seven, eight, nine. Who knows? It's a successful company. It has internet. It follows not only just regular standard. No, perhaps it follow international standard, but that's not the case for most Africans that searching for jobs that will pay them 3,000, 4,000. Okay. So no, don't go ahead and have kids. No, don't go ahead open insurance. Insurance, your information should be confidential. That's why when you get a sick leave, you need. They know you're sick. It shows, but still, you need a paper from the doctor, or they need to send it to DHA, Dubai Health Authority.
authority.
Yeah, you still need a printout or an email from the doctor to DHA. Because no, when you open over there, if the company is accessing your insurance, there's either something wrong with the company or something wrong with the insurance provided by your company. But if you use NAS, if you use the major insurance here, your medical information is confidential. It's written. We keep your information confidential unless you're going to state it out. You're gonna speak about it. Okay? Number one. Number two, most Africans in Dubai, they're not making 10,000 with housing. Let's be honest. There are some. There's some making 20. That's good. Okay? Some in cybersecurity, some in the petroleum. They're making good money. But for those who are looking for jobs and they're happy if they can get three, four, they are uh, mesmerized if they can get five and six. That's not the case. Let's be realistic, okay? And call a spade a spade. That's not the case at all,
Yes, sir.
okay? If most companies they have HR for those type of salaries, which is below, let's say 8,000. They have HR that care for the benefit of the company. Is for profit. The owner of the company want more inflow and less outflow, more gaining and less spending expenditure. That means if you're gonna get there's an employee and you know they're gonna go on maternity leave, okay, or paternity, okay, and they haven't passed probation, what they're gonna look at it? Why did they apply anyway? So many companies will ask that question. Why are they wasting our time?
Yeah.
Replaced immediately. Okay? And there's two ways to do it. They either tell her in her face, you are dismissed, or they tell her, yes, yes, go ahead. And while she's waiting, they can replace her and tell her, you know what? The person we replaced, actually, the company liked her. We decided to stay with her. We're going to let you go. You're still on probation. So there's no penalty on both sides. We wish you all the best. There's two ways. Okay, and we know in Dubai, many private companies, they're not really following procedures. They're not. Okay, and to prove that, uh, and by the way, yes, if you complain, they have an amazing system. They will help you. But the thing is, we know that many African workers, they get unfair absconding. Thousands of employees were deported last year. I know some that's gone. Okay, that's gone unfairly. The HR, they are from different nationalities. All of that, we're not going to get involved. That's a different topic. But it's happening. They find a loophole, they find a hidden area, and they use it very well. If your friend tell the HR, they will have a meeting and say, we're going to pay her while sitting at home, especially if it's the mid-range to low salaries. Let's replace her immediately. We don't have time for this because she passed the 6 month period. Then we by law we're obligated to provide for her. But before that, we don't have any obligation. If this company is for pure profit, and in their mission and vision they don't even mention employees, it's not part of the. This is just straight profit company. We're doing sales. We're doing retail. We do. She'll be replaced. Now, if she hold a higher end job like engineering, like a doctor, a teacher, okay, maybe there's a possibility. And teachers, this year I've noticed, and this is good news. I've noticed they're accepting many Africans as teachers.
Yeah.
You notice that? In
So many.
Sharjah,
Yeah.
in Sharjah,
Even in my school. In my
yeah,
school now we have about one, two, three, about four.
then that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and you know who accepted American schools mostly. American schools in Sharjah, American schools in Dubai, international. Not so much from the British, and
Yeah.
MOE also MOE, which is Ministry of Education schools. They accepted Africans a few years ago. But as TAs, teacher assistant, they can
Yeah.
hold teaching credential in Cameroon or Nigeria, but they will still keep them as TA. But then and big up to all teachers. Uh,
Instagram, but even as a TA is better because at least you find yourself in I would say a comfortable salary.
I have a friend. She's from Nigeria. She's married and she just had a new baby. She has teacher credential from Nigeria. Um, she worked as a TA for 3 years. Finally, she got her chance as a teacher last year.
Wow,
This year, she moved to the UK.
amazing.
Yeah, actually, she moved last month, and yeah, and she's happy. And I told her, hey, go for your master's and PhD. Okay,
Wow.
yeah. So anyhow, but the resilience in her story is amazing.
Mm.
When she was leaving, she told me, before I leave, you need to come and get your jollof. Yeah, it was nice. Um, I have another friend. He's Nigerian. Uh, he's a doctor in Nigeria, and he worked in school as a supervisor for 5 years, like a student for supervisors. To tell the students go inside the class. He's a doctor, huh?
Mm.
Last year, he got promoted to become a high school vice principal.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we're seeing good things. We see this is positive.
Yeah.
Also an engineer. This year, he was accepted to teach math in one of the schools in Sharjah. Okay, so
Yes,
this is
sir.
good. This is good news.
Yeah.
They see how strong the African teachers and all that. Now we want to see more doctors and more engineers and more managers. That's the goal.
Mm.
Slowly, but surely. Anyhow, the reality is, if you show if your friend show that she's pregnant, they're gonna get rid of her.
They'll get rid of her. The
Replace,
meat.
and
Mm.
there's because many people knocking the door
Mm.
to replace and take positions. Okay, in a perfect company, maybe think with me. You work in a good company where there are good companies like that. Once you get in, you don't want to leave, which is great, and I'm happy for him. So his perspective is mostly going to be positive. That's great. That's in a perfect world. However, we know that's not the case for 70. Let's give it a good percentage. 60 to 70%. I'm not going to say 80. I'm going to refrain from 80, even though deep down I know it's 80. But I'll say 67%. They don't have this rosy outlook. For the employees. If an employee is injured, they will let him go. If the employee, yes, the insurance will take care of it, all of that. Especially, let's say, injury outside the company.
Mm-hmm.
100% they'll let him go. I know someone that used to like to play football on the weekend, broke his leg, couldn't come to work. They got rid of him. They told him if the injury happened at work, it's something else. This happened in your free time, but this is your
So they
responsibility.
don't care.
You need someone to fill your position. Here, they gave him everything. They gave him the end of contract, but the good news is they gave him a little extra because they liked him. They gave him his
Mm.
EOS, end of contract. They told him, you want a ticket or cash? They were nice with him. Ticket, that means you're gonna go back home. Cash, so you can look for jobs here. He took the cash. He's still searching. Okay?
That's good.
Yeah,
Not bad.
yeah. So yeah. If you're working for petroleum, if you're working for maybe a big company, Alpha Team Toyota, okay. If you're working for perhaps Emirates land crew, not cabin crew, maybe you have a good chance. Okay, but if it's a small company, privately owned, no, there's most likely. Okay, we know Dubai is tough. Unfortunately, we have kind people around us, but no one here will help you. You have to help your own self because it's tough. Who's gonna help you here is I don't want to make it sound materialistic, but who's gonna help you here is you yourself and your money, your your account.
But you're correct, sir. There are no two ways to say it, or there's no better way to say it. In this UAE, if you don't help yourself, you're on your own. If you're thinking your employer is going to help you, then you're joking. Uh, she's confident. Please unmute yourself. Thank you so much, Mr. Jamo.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, thanks for joining, ma.
Thanks for inviting. They pretty much said everything. I think Mr. Think with me, he spoke about the um, having a good job as it has to, I think, provide for both your needs and your want. But then again, we all know, or for those of us who are in the UAE, know that the cost of living, the bare minimum cost of living is also high. Let's take, for instance, the bed spaces, the partitions, they are high. And I've seen some people that earn in a month what they would use to pay for those bed spaces. So what other bare minimum is there? If you're not staying in the bed spaces, in the partitions, what other places can you stay? There is no minimum. If you're going higher, then you're talking about probably studios or 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and the rest of them. So as you go higher, the amount of money increases. So I've seen people that probably they are spending 700 dirhams, paying for bed spaces. You have to still provide for transportation. You have to still provide for feeding. At the end of the day, what you're making is not even enough to um, feed you or to even put a roof over your head. Talk more taking care of your health or other things. But for me personally, just a personal contribution, I have noticed that the jobs that the most tedious jobs are the ones that pay the less, the most less. Let's
It's
take
true.
for instance the construction workers, the cleaners. In my opinion, I would say because it requires more or less a little skill, less of your mental capability, more of your physical capability. As such, I think there are so many people who these roles who can take up this role. So at any time, you're replaceable. It doesn't matter where you start from, but the most important thing is, are you growing yourself? A lot of people might get this cleaner job and they are satisfied. They're like, okay, so long as it's feeding me, it's taking care of me, it's fine. What if you lose it? You're not doing anything to grow yourself, your skills, to improve yourself and all that. So I met someone once, I think someone once said here, like, you have to have your money and you have to help yourself. Yes, you have to help yourself, but sometimes it's not just about money. If you are in the right circle of people that are willing to help you, then I think with you also helping yourself, you would move to greater heights. Okay, so what am I trying to say? I'm in the medical field, so I will talk based on the medical field, okay? I once met a lady who used to be like in the reception. She's been in UAE for quite several years. I think according to her, she's more than 12 years in the UAE. But I'm asking her, okay, so what? 12 years in the UAE and then that's it? You're making little to nothing and that's it? You're fine? I think she wants to grow, but she doesn't know how. She doesn't understand the UAE system. So the most important thing is if you understand how UAE works, then UAE will work for you. Okay? So you have to look for the jobs that are more like in demand. Find out what it takes to get there. Okay, she told me like, okay, yeah, I want to really be in the medical field, but I don't know how to do it, like this, like that. Some people say it's so difficult, it's so expensive to study in the UAE. There are several options to choose from. You know, there are several universities that still give you these scholarships. Take it or you leave it, there are. Okay. So what happened, she took up, whilst working, she took up this course and then started. It's not easy because, of course, nothing good comes easy. But at the end of the day, you would see the salary margin. Let's say, for instance, someone who they're paying 5,000 and then all of a sudden they're paying 15,000. There is no minimum wage in UAE, more or less. It's not similar to probably the UK where they have different bands. No, there is no minimum wage. You can see a medical doctor who is earning 20,000. You can see a medical doctor who is earning 60,000. You can see one who is earning 100,000 dirhams. It all depends on how you bargain, how you sell yourself, how you grow yourself. What's the quality of your CV? You know, it's quite a lot, but I think that's just all my contribution. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you, Ma. God bless you. Thank you for this contribution because
Can I
when you
can
were
I just
talking,
I just chip in before that sister goes? She's called is it she
she's
or say
confident, yeah.
confident? Hi, confident. What you said is not far away from what we're saying. When you go to a country, there's always a reason for you to grow yourself. One, you have that in mind that this country is not mine. I'm just passing through. Yeah. If eventually you settle down, fine and good. But there's always a need for you to grow yourself. Like in the UK here, if I can touch on that doctor or that nurse part you've just touched.
Yes, sir, go
Now,
ahead.
in the UK here, we have band one, two, three, four, five. You get me? So if you are a new doctor coming into the system, you're gonna be a fresher. The reason why you're a fresher is the way we do things here is different from the way we do things in Africa. In Africa, a doctor is a doctor. He's a doctor of everything. But here, those doctors we go and see when we have malaria, typhoid fever, headaches, is called GP. We call them just GP. Now, if you have a serious case, you don't go to the big hospital. There's band one. Even in the nurses, we have band one, band two, band three. Even in mental health care, we have band one, band two, band three. So as your band goes, so is that is how you get paid. And there's no different from the job you do from the job the other person does. It's just that you've been there, you had your qualification, or maybe you've been there, you have invested on yourself, and then make get. Sorry, someone want to say something?
Go ahead, sir.
Right. Okay. Probably you have invested in yourself, just like you said, confidence, and then you've grown yourself. But that does not entail on how much you're gonna make. You still have to negotiate the price. Now, if you go to a job interview and then you didn't, the first thing you ask in the interview is, what are my benefits? Now, we have a lot of people who come to this country, who are fresher in this country. They're so excited that they're having a job. They forget to ask about the norms and do's in that contract. Now, it might be a zero contract, and you're thinking you got a job. A zero contract means we call you if and when we need you. You get it? Now there's a contract of 20 hours. There's a contract of 40 hours. There's a contract of no. Here we have 40 hours maximum. You can't do more than 40 hours. And then what if you do more above that is called overtime. So you see what I mean? So all the doctors, all the nurses, all the mental health carers and mental health nurses and everything, we all have band. So you come in, your CV, we look at you, we assess you, just like that. My brother, who has so much knowledge in Dubai, is saying, we have that cooling off period, and then you go into that, and you have that cooling off period, and then you start, assessing your environment. Now, if I don't like you for any reason, yeah, I'm gonna tell my colleague, I think I don't like her. And then if we are like five or four in that department, and we say, oh, we don't like Martha, what's she doing here? Come on, man, look at her hair. This is exactly how they treat us. Oh, come on, man, look at her hair. Look at her lips, man. Oh, we don't want her. That is exactly how they treat us. That's how you know that you are black.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. When they don't want to mention that name black, they say, "Oh my God, you look at her lips. She got such a big lips." Automatically, you know she's a black lady. So as much as there's discrimination there in wherever you are, the one here in the UK is called silent discrimination. Silent. You see it and you don't know it's happening to you. Not unless you've been in the system for ample time. That's when you notice. I have been here for God knows how long, over 10 years. And sometimes when that racism happened to me, it takes me a flip to understand that, oh, fuck, sorry. Oh my God, this is what has just happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
It might take me 2 or 3 days. And I was like, oh my God. So this is what happened to me. But if you're in that motion that you are walking, you cannot think right for yourself. Not until you have a day off. A day or 2 days off, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is exactly what happened to me. But if it comes to that in that context of growing yourself, that's good. But here we have I don't know how to put it. We have bands. Okay, let me make an example. My daughter goes to a certain school. She's so brilliant that even the school and the local authority notice that she's so brilliant. Now, it happens that in this school, in this country, there is a system. If you have been categorized in system A, no matter what you do, you are A, you are passing. It doesn't matter whether you're right or not, you're passing. Now there's category B. It doesn't matter if you write more than the category A, you still remain in B. Now there's category D. It doesn't matter. You still remain in D. And then if you push it too hard, that professor who you think that had caused you that pain, instead of you taking that professor to disciplinary, the school will ask him to resign. He will resign with all his gratuities given to him and then be re-employed somewhere else in another school, or perhaps be a ghost worker in that same school. Nothing has touched him. We just did it so that you will see that, yeah, we got rid of him, but
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So it is here, but that of the ones we have in Africa is even the worst. So what we can do is we can agree that we are making money here, but then what is our mental state of health? If you cannot take it too much, then it's a problem. But does it happen? It happens.
It happens.
It happens.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Jimba.
I
Really
have a question.
appreciate you for this your contribution. Yeah, Mr. Piman, please, just a moment. We've had Lady Dola Baby for a very long time and she hasn't even said a word. Hello, Lady Dola Baby, please unmute yourself.
Hello everyone.
Thanks for joining, sis.
Thank you. I'm always happy when I see you online.
Thank you so much.
Well, Concerning the topic of the pregnancy issue, I just had some, just to give a small, my own opinion.
Okay.
I had two scenarios with two of my friends whom I was working with. The first lady who I was working with, you remember on Friday I told you I had a colleague who got pregnant in probation period.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the scenario. The issue is, at the end of the day, she got fired because she kept the pregnancy. We all knew she was pregnant, but our bosses, they were not aware she was pregnant. So when she was like 6 months gone, no, 7 months gone, one of our colleague had to tell the bosses, not in a pleasant way. So the bosses got angry and they gave her 1 month again to work and they cancelled her. So when the boss cancelled her, she said she didn't cancel her because she got pregnant. She cancelled her because she was not able to tell her that this is her situation. At least to prepare her because it was just a new contract. To prepare her, even if she's going to have the baby, she will look for someone that will cover up for her for the time being until she comes back. But she got to know of the news in that unpleasant way. So that was what got her angry.
Yeah.
So she advised us that if in case such a thing happen again in the future, she prefers to
So
tell
she
her that
can.
this is what has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can prepare her mind before the time of your due date. So
Yeah.
that was what she advised us. So it happened again. Another lady, we worked in the same environment, but not the same company. Their company was different. So she came into one thing linked to another. She got pregnant. She was so scared to inform her boss. So with me having the experience already of what happened to my other colleague, I
Yeah.
told her I prefer you tell them and be ready for the worst. If they sack you, fine. Just know that it's 50-50. It's either they sack you or they retain you.
Yeah.
So when it was 3 months, when it got to 3 months, she had to inform them. And the boss, she took it, she said, "You're a woman. I cannot stop you. It's nature. I
Wow.
cannot stop you from having your baby. And it's even better. You told me why it's still early so that I prepare you. I prepare before your time of delivery." So she asked her, "Can you work? Will you be able to work till this period of time?" She said, "Yes, I'm an African lady. I can work," because the work was not really tedious.
Yeah.
So they had to reduce her working hours. She was working there alone. They sent someone to assist her. She pulled on through that period until even her insurance could not cover up for pregnancy. Her boss had to upgrade the insurance.
Wow.
She had to upgrade the insurance for her. She's not married, but that's why it say it depends on each company. It depends on the company. There are some people that will not even welcome it. There are some people that will just say, "Well, it's nature. It has happened. What to do?"
Yeah.
So for me, your friend, she has to look at the environment where she finds herself. If such a thing happens, what will be their reaction? She has to first of all know that maybe then she prepares for the worst. If they sack her,
Yeah.
okay, life continues,
In
but
her
it's
case,
50.
she's hoping when it gets to like 6 or 7 months, she'll go back home. That's why
Well,
she's.
like you said earlier that she's under her husband's visa, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I would think because obviously she's not under the company visa. So it's better she keeps it when it gets to that 7 or 8 months and they want to terminate her. She has already prepared herself to go back
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
advised her like that as well because I was like, because they know they'll be losing nothing. You're not under their
Yes.
sponsorship, so they have nothing to lose. It's
Mhm.
just
You
like,
have nothing to lose. Yeah. You have nothing to lose because most
yeah,
of the times when the company they try to maybe reason with you, because getting new employee, putting all the visa and all
Thank
whatnot,
you.
it's better
Thank you.
yes.
Yeah.
So it's better they just reason with you. But when
Yeah.
once you're not under their visa, it's easy for them. It's easy.
Thank you so
So
much.
let
Thank you.
her just. All right. I'm really glad having you
Yeah.
today. Whenever I see your
We are
program,
always
it
here. We are
elevates
always
my
here.
spirit.
I pray I don't fall asleep again. Like today, I said to myself, I'll only think of anything else after this life because Wednesdays are not good for me because I come back late and if I make the slightest mistake, I'll sleep. Wow, thank you so much
Well,
for
I
your
pray
question.
God continue to give
Mr.
you the
P man,
strength.
please
Thank you.
unmute yourself and ask your question. It's like he's busy now. Hello, Mr. P man 360. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Martha, go ahead. I will ask question later.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello, Mr. Billy. Please unmute yourself. Mr. Billy, are you with us? Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it from here because I'm sure I'm the one that muted you. Yes. Your live, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I really enjoy your life, and I've
Thank
been
you so
listening
much.
to everybody talk.
Thank you so
I don't
much.
even know where to start and where to end. There are so many reasons why I discovered that us Africans we go through a lot of challenges out of the country. Sometimes it is not that we don't want to grow or we don't want to develop ourselves, but sometimes it's due to the situation in which we find ourselves. And we come from different backgrounds. There are some people before they travel out of the country, some of them will take loans. Some they come from a family where they are like the eye of the family. Everybody is depending on them. All hope is on them. Now, when the person travels, for example, and comes to a country like this UAE where things are really difficult or tough, the little he's earning, the family is counting on him. Maybe where he borrowed the money, they are also mounting pressure on him. In that kind of a situation, what can he do? You will discover that it is going to be very, very difficult for that kind of a person to develop his or herself. Please excuse me, I have a call from a customer. I'll be back, please. I'll be
Okay,
back.
sir.
I have a lot of things to contribute.
Okay, sir.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
I'll just mute you. Don't worry.
Yes, coming to what that gentleman was saying, I find it crazy. I just don't get it. Why would people take loan just because you're coming to Obodo Yubo? I don't know if you understand this kind of thing.
Mr. Jimba, the thing is, you just some people don't understand it no matter how even if you sing it like a song you start ringing it like a bell because you
Gosh,
see even this our platform we've been singing it but trust me people are still doing it.
I have a gentleman working with me. He just came in, when was it? A few months ago. And then he sat one day and I looked at his work. There was a lot of mistakes in his job. And I'm like, I looked at him. I said, I'm from Nigeria. So I looked at him. I said, my guy, boy, what did that happen now? What is going on? He said, what do you mean? I said, my brother, we deal with people here. And you're making mistakes. I can sack you at the spot. You can't just keep on making mistake with people. Hmm? You're giving these people poison. You're not giving them the right thing. You're not giving them the right time. This is not Africa. You must give them at the right time. Same time every day. Every day. And then after a while, it took him 4 days to come back to me. I was just sat on the computer doing stuff, and then he came to me and said, "I want to have a chat with you." And I'm like, "I'm busy. Is this serious?" He said, "No, no, no. I just want to have a chat with you, maybe after work." I said to him, "Listen, I don't indulge myself going out with colleagues. Never. I don't do that. I don't even indulge myself going out in a pub. We call it pub here, beer parlor, local place where you drink. Say, I don't even indulge myself going out to drink. I'm of a family man. When I finish work, if I go home, I go home. If I want to go outside and buy anything, I'm with my daughter. So I don't play those, you know, oh, let's go and have this, let's go and have that. No, 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 no. I don't do that. Now, brother, if this is the reason why you're calling me, you want, he said, no, that's not the reason. I said, okay, that's fine. I will make time and then come and then we can have a chat. He said, but I can't leave my post. I said, don't worry, we'll find a way. We can have a chat. And then later on, he said to me, he was crying like a baby. I looked at him. I said to him, my friend, I'm not here to babysit you. We're all here to do a job. If I tell you the stress I'm having, you won't believe me. But I come here every day, buckle myself, and then do what I need to do. That's why you need to have a family. It's very important, very, very important. You need to have a woman because that deflects most of the tensions you have. I said to him, my brother, what's going on? He said to me, my brother, this is my situation in this country. I said to him, what were you doing in Nigeria before you came here? He said, my brother, I'm very good at computer. I said, okay, right? Then what are you doing here? He said, my missus wanted to progress herself. She is a nurse. She wanted to come here and progress herself. I said, but if you're a nurse in Nigeria, you come here, that nurse doesn't bite. You still have to start all over again. He said, yes. So she's going to school. I said, okay, well, that's fine. Is she working? He said, oh no, she's doing maybe 10 hours. I'm the one doing all the job. I said, that's why you come here like somebody who has forgotten himself somewhere else. The other day he was driving, he went through a big car. He narrowly came out with his light. And I sat him down. I said, my brother, what were you doing before you came here? He said, I used to work in Nigeria Central Bank. I said, how much do they pay you? He said, 1 million. I'm like, what? It's not really 1 million, the 900 and something. I said, that's 1 million. So what are you doing here? Why do you leave the job? He said, oh, my missus, pressured me. I said, no, there's nothing like my missus. Your missus is your missus. If she wants to come to UK, let her go. Let her go. You cannot discomfort yourself because you want to, make your missus comfortable. No, I disagree with that. Your missus is your missus. She want to better herself. That's good. She want to better herself so that she can put more on the table for the family. That's good. Madam, Oya, see the one I get. I get 5,000 pounds. I get 1 million naira. Oya, take this one. Oya, bye bye. Me, I go stay for Nigeria. I will be in Nigeria here to look after our affairs here in Nigeria and then make us even more profitable in Nigeria. But you left all those things, you came here, and I said to him, let me tell you statistics in the United Kingdom, America, Europe, and some other places says that any woman who is a doctor, who is a nurse, comes with her family here. The moment she got her certificate, the moment she's a qualified nurse, talks the husband out of the house. I said, quote me. I said, quote me wrong. Quote me wrong if I'm wrong. He said, no, 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 me and my missus have come this far. We are this marriage is 4 years. I said, well, man, listen, forget that. Now, right now, I need to be very frank with you right now. Yeah? You want my advice, I'll give you that advice. I need to be very frank. You, as a man, right now, you need to start building yourself secretly. If you make 5,000 naira or 5,000 pounds, you give your missus, you show your missus 2,000 pounds and keep the rest. because the tendency of that woman throwing you out of the house is 1001%. I said, how can you leave your job in Nigeria, a well-paying job, and then you come to this country? Look at us. We live in a 4x4 room, and maybe a gutter line of garden. 99% of the time is cold here. What are you thinking? And then I said to him, listen, my friend, I don't want you to make that mistake again. That mistake is going to cost us dearly here. If you make that mistake again, I don't want you in this department. You better buckle up. So this guy broke down and started crying. My missus has done this to me. I said, your missus done nothing to you. You did it. You messed yourself up. So it's better you start licking your wound. That job is over. Someone else has taken that job. You're going to start afresh here. I said to him, how many times have you had rest since you came to this country? He said, my brother, I work Sunday to Sunday. I said, okay, statistics of people who work Sunday to Sunday in this country, they collapse and die. Have time for yourself. There's no bed of rosary in this country. There's no gold in the street of this country. You walk as I walk, and everybody make. I'm just saying. So that I think that my brother has come back. He can continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mr. Billy, please go ahead. Thank you so much, Mr. Jimba.
Mr. Najemba, thank you so much. I really love your contribution. Yeah, like I was saying, that there are so many reasons why sometimes when we travel out of the country, things doesn't go the way we plan. And I was talking about sometimes the background of the person might also count, the situation at which the person used to travel. Like some people might get loans to travel. Sometimes some people, might have to travel through agents that they will collect their money and they promise them an employment contract, only for them to get there and discover that there was no employment and they have to start from scratch. So sometimes when we are talking, like I heard one sister said, UAE is good. If you want it good, it's going to be good to you. Well, to her, it might be so, but somehow I also want to deny the fact, because maybe her kind of background is a kind of well-to-do background. She doesn't have a lot of things to take care of. So she has, maybe from the little job she will start with, she'll be able to raise a certain amount of money to send herself to school and to develop herself. Everybody likes to develop themselves, but sometimes when it comes to the situation, your hands are tied. There is nothing you can do. I, for one, for example, I have junior ones who are looking up to me. I've been in this country for 5 years. It's not that I don't wish to develop myself. I wish to develop myself. I would have loved to go back to school, further my studies and stuff like that. But I have junior ones, I have parents and stuff like that. And when I came to this country, they told me I was going to gain an employment. But when I got here, I discovered there was no employment for me. And so I had to start from nothing. So since then, how will I be able to raise the amount of money I'll be able to take care of my junior ones, take care of my parents, and maybe pay for the accommodation, pay for the feeding, pay for my own personal needs before having that extra allowance to pay for schooling? And UAE is not a place that you can say schooling is easy, where you can be going to job to work maybe let's say 6 hours while you use the remaining few hours for your studies. Some of us in this UAE, we have 12 consecutive hours of work. Like I came to work today from 7 o'clock in the morning. Look at the time now, I'm still at work. At what time will I study? Is it that they are paying me a lot? They are not paying me a lot. So that is the situation of the country. So the best thing, or what I can do, is just to advise everybody that the little God can give you at the moment is just to pray, for God to bless you, that other maybe better opportunities can come. But some of us, we are caught up in a situation where we cannot go forward, not because we don't wish to go forward, but due to the situation at hand. due to the situation at hand. You have school fees of people to pay back home. You have, they'll be calling you, this person, maybe they might be calling some people, this person is not feeling fine. This one is happening here, that one is happening here. You don't even have the money, to take care of your own self, talk less of all those things. Then another reason why some people they don't grow is simply because sometimes when some of us we travel, we lost focus and vision. Some people are caught up in a kind of relationship where they find it difficult to like turn back. There are some ladies who are exploiting a lot of people. You're in a relationship where the little you're earning, you have to pay some to ladies. You have to give maybe that girlfriend or whosoever, that boyfriend that doesn't have and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, your life just become useless. So that is one of the reasons why some people might not be able to develop themselves due to the kind of relationship that they find themselves in. Just as we are talking here, maybe there are some of us in that kind of relationship where they don't want you to rest, they don't want you to sleep. Every day they are tasking you, do this one, give this one. And you have your own needs and you have family to take care of. But still, you're still doing all those things just because you want to maintain relationship, or all in the name of love. Then some people also, the challenges they are facing is this issue of racism that brother made mention of before. Like here in the UAE, we know that most of the times, like here in the UAE, I work with Filipinos. I discovered that to my own experience, it doesn't always go well between blacks and Filipinos. You might be a black guy that you know far more better than these Filipinos, but they will always listen to them than you. They believe in them than us. Yeah, you might know better than them. They will still pay them better than they are paying you. And some of the reasons why these things are happening is simply because, okay, I listened to what somebody said before, that she was pregnant and the boss asked, will you be able to work? She said, yes, I'm an African lady. I'll be able to work. So sometimes the kind of impression us Africans we create in the mind of these people tends to affect us. Maybe that is her condition. The boss now might go and she's discussing with another colleague that the colleague is like, oh, one of my workers is pregnant and she's like, she'll not be able to work and stuff like that. She'll say, no, is there an African lady? No, she can do it. I also have one like that in my own company. She's working, though she's pregnant and stuff like that. But they already know with these other nationalities, they will say they are not able to work. And if they are in a good company, they will still be paying them maybe their basic salaries and stuff like that if they know they are married. But when it will come to the black people, they always complicate the entire situation because they believe blacks are too strong. Anywhere that needs stress, anywhere that the tax force needs to, it needs that physical manpower, they always think of blacks. But all these kind of white collar jobs or areas where you will not need to stress a lot, they think of other people. And sometimes it's because of the kind of impression we create in the mind of these people. So sometimes I would tell my boss, I cannot do this. You cannot expect me to work like this. Okay, like I'm doing this my duty schedule. I work 2 days from 7 to 11. The next day I take off. I come back 2 days, 7 to 11. The next day I take off. But from the beginning, she did not want to accept. But I also stood my grounds. I said, no, I cannot go an extra hour above that when you not be giving me daily off every after 2 days. At the end of the day, she had to succumb because I studied it and I discovered that, okay, what I'm giving to this company, to the best of my knowledge, in their heart, I know they appreciate what I'm doing. And I know if I tell them this is what I also want, they'll be able to obey, they'll be able to respect. So sometimes to us black, we should not just accept any kind of, tax they are giving to us. I thank God that in the UAE now, they are beginning to have more confidence on blacks, than these Filipinos now. Why? Because they put their trust in them before and somehow they are turning them down. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I would like to give the floor again to another person to contribute. But if God has blessed you, don't mock or don't
Wow.
laugh at the other person who is struggling, because I discovered that is what some people are doing. Some people feel
No,
because maybe they came here and things just went well with them. Those that things are not going well with them is because they are not like, they don't have that desire to achieve, or because they are not pushing hard. No, we come from different backgrounds. And if you're in that position where you have that opportunity to assist a fellow African brother, try and assist the person. But sometimes we are so much full of jealousy. You might be in a position where maybe they are paying you, let's say 3,000, 4,000 dirhams. And there's a vacancy where they need somebody, they'll be paying 5,000. But because you don't want your fellow black, to be paid above you, you will claim you don't know the person who is fit for that position. Meanwhile, you know. That is what some people do. You know this person is good for this job, but you will not grant that person that opportunity simply because you have discovered that the package in that area is higher than the package you're earning. And you feel like, oh, this my beloved brother or sister will progress more than I do. But one thing is for sure, when you assist somebody to go up, God too will lift you up in one way or the other. So let us be one another's keeper. If there's an opportunity to assist every brother, irrespective of the nationality. Once you discover it's a good person and a nice person, it's a person you can trust, assist the person. Even if the package of the person is going to be greater than your own, assist the person and God is going to richly bless you. To crown it all, one of the things I'll never leave out is prayers. In as much as we strive, if we keep prayer aside, then if we keep prayer aside, then it's going to be very difficult for us to progress. Sometimes people make wrong decisions and stuff like that because they feel God doesn't have any rule or any part to play in that job or in that field. But when you put God first, He'll always make a way for you. Okay, thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Billy. We really appreciate you for coming. God bless you too. Mr. Think with me, please unmute yourself, sir. Time is not on our side.
Yes, yes, that's true. That's true. I already spoke, but for this point, I think we need to let our fellow brothers and sisters understand some of these things. First and foremost, we all started from the lowest of the lowest, Martha. If I asked you today, Martha, what was your first salary when you joined the UAE? If your mother was
1,000.
to say 1,000, okay?
1,000.
People on this platform need to understand that when people say certain things, it's not because they are there. No, we came from somewhere, so we understand. Now, that aside, the issue of God and prayer, to me, it is objective because I know Indians that worship Hindu and all those
Brother,
things.
let me cut you
More
short there.
successful.
I thank you for saying that. I didn't
Yeah,
want to cut that man
just a
short because
minute.
I'm not into
Just a
the
minute.
issue of God and everything.
Just a
Thank you for
minute.
saying that.
Let us put God out of this. Let us now use logic and honesty. Because Indians are the most successful in the UAE, but they do not worship the same God you worship. The people that are here, they are Muslims, they are billionaires, they are not really praying like you're praying, but they're getting the money. So this is objective. Okay. Now, this is the thing. We need to understand that you are an employee. An employee, your job is to be your liability, your job is to be under your employer, right? You need to understand that hard work does not pay. This is a secret matter I learned from these people. He was giving an example of the Philippines and the Indians. They don't really work hard. They actually do what we call, for you guys in the UAE, we call it mini mini. These guys do mini mini. This is what I learned in my experience. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. Just do enough that will help you to get by. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you're nothing but a number. You're replaceable. This is the other thing, the secret that I learned. Let us stop having friends at the workplace. Rather, have counterparts who are higher than you. Martha, there is no reason why you need to be friendly with what I mean by friendly, like you don't need to be friends with the same person that you're on the same level with. Let us learn to have friends on higher levels. If you have a friend on a higher level, chances of you elevating are much more higher. These things of if you're good to people, okay, you're all cleaners. You're good to each other. Then what's the difference? What difference are you going to make? I would prefer you're a cleaner, okay, you're getting 1,000, but you act so good with your supervisor or with your manager. This is the mini that the Philippines do, that the Indians do. That is why they get that far. Another person will say kissing someone's ass. Yes, you kiss your boss's ass. Because at the end of the day, you need to work smart, you don't work hard. Martha, to be honest, people that work hard in the UAE are paid the least.
It's true. Same thing Chief Confidence said.
If you want to see what we call working hard, you need to see those boys that work on ropes on skyscrapers. You need to see the boys that work on construction. You need to come in my department in oil and gas and see those boys that lay pipes in the sand. They have to stay in the sand the whole summer heat, the whole winter. My friend, do not work hard. You work smart. How working smart? We are elevating. We are doing courses. We are changing lives. You're looking for more money. Mother, the other thing I was saying, how smart can you say you are? You've been in a company as a cleaner for the last 8 years. Are you hoping to be a PhD holder in cleaning? Are you hoping to be a senior cleaner?
Hello,
Are
ma'am.
you hoping to be a CEO cleaner? This is the problem we as Africans have. Your loyalty should be towards your money, not towards a company getting the same 2,000. And the last point, he talked to a family, right? You know, you're getting small money and you're supporting your family. Martha, we need to stop being the Jesus of everyone. Your immediate priority, first, if you're a parent, your immediate priority are your kids. Any other person should be secondary. Your next immediate priority will be your parents. Any other person after that should be in your miscellaneous. We need to understand that we don't just dish out money. You don't owe anybody a living. We need to stop being emotional, rather, let's be logical. Because at the end of the day, it is the same salary you're dashing out. You're not going anywhere. You've not improved your life, but you're busy giving out money. Your auntie's birthday, your nephew's party, your nephew's wedding. This is all noble and it is good. It works so well if you're talking of the Bible, but it is not logical if you're talking of development and self elevation. This is where we make the mistake. We need to use logic. Thanks, Martha.
Thank you so much, Mr. Think With Me. Hello, Mr. Ejo. Please unmute yourself. We have this our brother here. He
Yeah,
hasn't said
good.
anything. Mr. Peace
Martha,
of
let me ask my
Mind,
question.
please
I
get
want to ask my
ready.
question.
Mr. Ejo, please go ahead.
Martha, can I ask my question, please?
Sure, yes, sir.
You know, I will go on a different angle. But before I say what I want to say, I want to say something about somebody that's taking a loan and coming to UAE. You don't have to keep on asking question why, until you see from the person's lens. Then you ask the question. Maybe if you see from the person's lens, then you don't have you would be speechless. Some people have a threat to their life. UAE is the visa can be easy to get. It can come out in days. Some people have a threat of life. I have seen people that have a threat of life in their own environment, and the easiest place they can flee is UAE. So don't ask about getting loan, because a mother can get a loan for her son to be in a safer place than to be killed in his locality or environment. That's by the way. Then I want to ask you a question. I'm going in a different angle. When I was in school, not all students are scholars. Not all students are first and third and fourth. Some came in the middle. Some are in the last. That's how the whole world is balanced. And if you're talking about white collar jobs, some people, if everybody becomes a white collar job, who is going to do the other jobs for the white collar people? I'm going somewhere. Nobody to criticize me. There are something I was thinking about there. When I was in my country, I heard about that. This is a question. Anybody can answer this question. I heard about something that we can acquire skills. Is that not possible in UAE for somebody to acquire skills and be doing his job? Another question is, I have heard of somebody can apply to a job as an apprentice. Like for example, I have not been in a Toyota company, and I want to have the experience, but I don't have the capital and the HEMA to go through the school from year one to HEMA. I have seen a lady that apply as an apprentice in a big company. Look at what apprentice will do. If they hire you as an apprentice, you will go under training, and they will pay you less out, but you go under training. Then after a period of time, they will assess you. If you pass, then you start your journey from zero to going up. We are forgetting about all these things, and we are talking about going higher getting working in as a doctor, a nurse, teachers, and all. There are jobs that we can apply as apprentices because if you're speaking this thing, some people, I'm kind of with everybody along now. Some people have the understanding that, oh, I can't do this. This is a long process, and even if I can do it, I don't have the capital, I don't have the connection, I don't have the this. But you can also apply as an apprentice in somewhere in a field of your choice, in a field that you are best in. Some people are best in craft. Some people are best in let me say what's it called? Mm, mm, I have forgotten it, but some people are best in different things. Starting as an apprentice, if a company hired you, you will keep on growing. And also there are places in UAE that you can learn skills. It's not about even going to the school and writing the exam. The process will be going. You learn the skills and you'll be paid, but you will pay lesser. As time goes on, if they see how your improvement is, you will keep on growing. These are for everybody. If you help to carry everybody along, people will follow in, as a saying. So if this is happening, if we learn to 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 carry everybody, because in school, is people are always do first, second, and third. They're human being, and people are also come fourth, fifth, and sixth are human being. So, Martha, this is the question I asked: is there not a place that people can learn skills and be doing work? And is there not a place that jobs that can request for apprentice?
Mr. P.
Because people might know more than me. So I'm asking the
Yes,
question. This is my two
yes.
questions.
You know, there are two things involved in this UAE. Number one, most of us Africans, we came for the money. Most of us, we are looking for people to be our sponsors. Now, if you're coming to maybe do this internship of a thing, be it paid internship or free voluntary internship, obviously you will not be paid and you need a visa in order to do that. I received one today. They were actually requesting for people to come and work for internship, but it's free. It's a voluntary service. It's not like they're going to pay you anything. They said there's no compensation. They emphasized on it severally. So I
But
don't
I
think
have,
someone will come with
I
this tourist visa and will be going in for such a thing. And most of us travel from Africa to this place. We don't travel with money on us.
Martha, let me say something again. I have
Okay.
I have have seen why I say about this internship or apprentice because I have seen some of the jobs that requires that apprentice,
Yeah.
and the only thing they will do is that they are going to pay lesser.
Yes.
Remember what we are saying. We are saying from starting from somewhere, and remember if you are there, and there's a word that says that be good at what you do and be proud of what you do for a living. If you start from there, this is your passion. You start from there as an internship or an apprentice. Your working hard will get you somewhere.
That's true.
Because
Whoever
from
is
what the,
interested should PV me, send me a message, and I'll share it with you guys. It's on LinkedIn.
so that was all I'm saying, because I keep on hearing that if you acquire get education, this and that. But
Yeah.
the majority of
Do you
people,
know
majority
what these
of
people are
people.
actually looking for? They're looking for supervisors just to supervise kids, be it in the library or the playground or whatever. They're going to train you. That's what these people are actually looking for.
So it's also good to touch on those angle, because
Yeah.
if I have like three plates of food in my front, if you come and ask me why haven't you eaten, you see that that's my fault, because I have three options in my front, and I have no, I say I don't want to eat. If you
Yeah.
are putting this education here, the internship here, you can learn skills also here. People will have a variety of options to choose, and everybody will carry everybody along. Everybody will follow.
Yeah.
If you're not good in this, you are not good in A, you'll be good in B. Some people don't even have the knowledge to be a doctor or be a nurse. But some people can do magic with their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their own talent. No matter you might be tall and might be short. It doesn't mean that you are more there's something like that than me. So God created everybody in His image, and everybody differs from each other. So you cannot rate our intellectual based on our age or our where we come from.
Yeah.
That's
Mr.
all I have to
Gibbs,
say.
God bless you. Yeah. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you. Mr. Gibbs, please come share your thoughts with us and end this program for us. We have just 5 minutes more.
Yes, how are you all doing?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Well, I'm enjoying the conversation. I was just passing through and then I said, let me just
Thank
hold
you.
on and listen for a while. I like the opinion that my brothers are talking. Well, for me, my piece of advice to all of you is let us be one as one family. If an African see his fellow African, please, if he need helps, not help in financial, but with these people that we are talking of, like these Asians or these Filipinos or whatever, for me, the mindset I have at workplace or anywhere within outside Africa, not, I cannot say outside my country, but outside Africa, any African I see who is in need of any kind of help, as far as he is in the right track, I'm always ready to help.
Mm.
But sometimes I put the blame on us. You make your effort to help your fellow African brother or sister. At the end, oh my God, you disappoint. This is what is really affecting me. I'm always ready to help my fellow African brothers and sisters. Sometimes I will be seeing some people even on the street, really not joking, man. Either he is doing what kind of work, some people I don't know them. But I see myself, I'm better than this person. Really not joking. May God forgive me. But I will take out my pocket something and I give the person without even knowing him. Because I see the condition that he is or she is. I don't need anything from him. But I don't know him. I just met him outside and he's my fellow African. And he or she need help. I make sure that I am there for that person. But at the end, oh, is a problem. So we need to at least adjust ourselves a little bit, brothers and sisters. Let's adjust ourselves. All
Thank
these
you,
people
Mr.
who we
Gibbs.
are talking of, they are not better than us. We are more smarter than them, really, man.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gibbs. Thank you. We
We are more
appreciate you
smart
for
than
coming.
them. I work with Filipinos, I work with Indians, but whoever I work, these Indians or these Filipinos who knows me, and you ask him about me, they will tell you, this boy, he's a crazy person. Not crazy in the mind that I'm not good. No, I make sure that I show them that we are more smarter than them. You
Wow.
understand what I mean? But
Yes,
we
sir.
Africans, I don't know. Like I heard
Thank you,
someone
Mr.
say, like
Gibbs.
some people we used to be jealous of one another. I think so. That one also is there. Even
Hmm.
at my workplace, I have Africans there. I'm always when they have problems, that's the time I will see them. But whenever their problem is solved,
It's
when the
always like
problem is
that.
solved,
But
you
please don't
never see
stop,
them
sir.
again.
Mr. Peace
Huh?
of Mind, are you still with us?
Can I
Thank you
chip
so
in?
much, Mr. Gibbs. I just want him to say something because he has been here for a very long time, but he didn't have an opportunity to say anything. Mr. Peace of
Okay.
Mind, please unmute yourself. Mr. Gibbs, do you have more for us?
No. It's okay. It's okay. I have a call.
Okay.
Someone trying to call me. That's why sometimes
Okay.
he's getting caught.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
But
sir.
I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy of all of you, please.
God bless you, sir. Mr. Peace of Mind, I'll try and unmute you now. I don't know if you're still with us. If not, oh my God.
He's not available. Okay, guys, thank you all so much.
Are we done? Can I just chip in before you go? So there's this
Sure.
brother. I think he's gone. His peace of mind is absolutely brilliant. The problem we have is not is the problem we have is anytime we go to work, we think God will come from heaven and help us. There's no God coming to help us. Jesus was just a storyline. I mean, the better we know that, the good for us. Now, what I want to emphasize is that our brother talked about playing smart. I think if we play more smart, that will elevate our situation to a better place. All these guys are not smarter than us. I'm not into a business to go there and pray. I'm into a business to go there and work less and make more money. You know, the my brother talked about communication between ourselves. It is called Ubuntu. You are because I am. I am there because you were there. So it is a kind of love. And I think what is lacking within we Africa, like that, my last brother, what he said, what is lacking within we Africa is that love. We have been lied so much that if you see our brothers, we run off. The concept of going to work and pray. Why don't you stay at your home and pray and let manna fall from heaven? You go to work, you're there for a business. Go to work, do your due diligence at work, and come back home. If you want to pray your roof off at home, do that. But in a workplace is a workplace. Go there, do your due diligence, be smart, make ends meet, bring in the money, uh, strive, and then come home. And then if you want to go take the money, the whole of your salary and give to Jesus, give it to Him. That's your problem. But for those people who want to go to work, be smart, come into a country, come into a community and thrive. They don't have to pray to Jesus. All these guys, all these Chinese, Indians, you know, they don't pray very hard like we Africans pray, yet they thrive in every community. But look at we Africans, this Jesus was sold to us in a penny. Yeah? It was sold to us in a penny. Now we took that penny and we turn it into $1 million business for these guys. What is wrong with we Africans? Everything is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Why can't we think for ourselves? You go into a work, do your due diligence at work, come back home, and then enjoy yourself. Do we have to do Jesus all the time? The people who the concept of Jesus, that if you die you go to heaven. Come to UK, look at UAE. It's so built up. But look at we Africans. We pray so much from morning to dusk. See here that Jesus didn't come and elevate us from our problems. That is my own intake. I
Thank you so
dislike
much,
people
Mr.
saying nothing
Anachemba.
about this thing.
Please, Mr. Peace of Mind, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, sorry. Greetings, everyone.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Anyway, let me just comment from one angle. Um, I think problem most of us abroad have is a lot of pressure. That's number one, and secondly is expecting much. Do you understand me? When I wanted to move into abroad, there is something my brother told me. He said, "Listen, don't expect much from abroad. Just go in on a natural ground. Secondly, don't be a messiah for anybody. Go in there, do your best. Don't get tired of upgrading yourself. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
That problem that someone is calling you from home. Listen, you need to do this. If you don't do it, someone is going to die. If you don't solve that problem, someone else is going to solve it. Stand on your feet first before you try to raise someone up. So, listen, I'm sorry to say this. We Africans, especially we blacks, we don't like learning. Like where I am now, when you come into here, the common job that people find out very easily is care job. You'll see them, they'll move into the care, they'll be getting penny. They'll be so comfortable in that penny they're getting. You can see your fellow African brother. Listen, you're doing this care. Listen, you can still move into this. You'll just be like, how am I going to get in? You can tell him, listen, you just need to go for 7 days training, just from morning to night. He'll just be like, you mean I'm going to spend 7 days in training? No, that's too much. For him, sacrificing that 7 days training and upgrading it is too much for him. We prefer staying in that same level, which is very bad. Listen, the second thing my brother is saying about Jesus and Christianity, listen, nobody will say he or she is poor because he's praying. You can only be poor by praying if we do it excess. Everything has its own limits. Everything has its own time. The Chinese people you're talking about, Chinese have their own God. So I don't think our problem is Christianity or something of that nature. Our problem is just that we are overdoing it. They brought Christianity for us. I'm a born again. But we are practicing it more than them. It's only in Africa. Monday morning, someone is going to church on Monday morning for sisters and brothers committee. Monday, oh, your mates are going to work. You're going to sisters and brothers committee. On Tuesday, they are going for dancing, 7 days dancing, 7 hours dancing in the present. On Wednesday, that person is going for delivery. How are you going to succeed when you are dedicating your whole 7 days in church? Listen, I'm a born again. I keep saying it. Listen, going to church from morning to night is not going to take you to heaven. Church is just a building. What
Yeah.
matters is humanity,
Yeah.
the spirit in you. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So our problem is not Christianity. Our problem is overdoing it. So that's what I want to say.
Our problem is even ourselves.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peace of Mind. Lady Rose, I'm so sorry. You came a little bit late. And Mr. Osei Tutu, I really want to let you guys say something, but our time is up. You guys have eaten 7 minutes of my time, please. I only came back from work and I said, no, let me go live first, please. Lady Rose, please just say hello to
No,
us
it's
and Mr.
okay. It's okay. I can understand. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much,
No
ma. Thank you
problem.
so
No,
much.
it's okay.
Yeah, see you
Okay,
guys
next
on
time.
Friday, same time, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, take care there. Bye.
you guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for your amazing contributions, and may God keep blessing and increasing you all. See you guys on Friday, same time, 7 p.m. UAE time and 4 p.m. Cameroon time. Bye bye. Please let me go. Please, whoever has not been able to share his or her thoughts today, you can share it on Friday. Friday is just the day after tomorrow. Please, let me go.